Imagine transforming everyday tasks into engaging, rewarding experiences. This magic happens through the power of gamification. Now, what exactly is gamification? In essence, it is the application of game design elements in non-game contexts. Think of it as a strategy to make tasks more fun and interactive, thereby enhancing motivation and engagement. The concept of gamification isn't new. It has been around in various forms for centuries. Historical examples range from loyalty programs to military training exercises. However, the term gamification only entered the mainstream in the early 21st century, with the advent of digital technology. Today, it's a booming industry transforming everything from education and business to healthcare and social change. Gamification has a profound impact on learning and problem solving. It taps into our inherent love for games and our competitive nature. By turning a task into a game, we become more engaged, more motivated, and more likely to stick with the task. This is because games provide immediate feedback, rewards, and a sense of accomplishment, all of which are powerful motivators. Consider the educational sector, where gamification is revolutionizing the way we learn. Teachers are leveraging game mechanics like points, badges, and leaderboards to make learning more interactive and enjoyable. These elements not only engage students but also allow them to track their progress and strive for improvement. Similarly, in the corporate world, gamification is used to solve complex problems and foster innovation. For instance, companies use game-like simulations to train employees, develop new strategies, or improve team collaboration. But it's not just about making things fun. Gamification can also drive behavior change. For example, fitness apps use gamification to motivate users to exercise more. By turning fitness into a game, these apps tap into our competitive spirit and our desire for rewards, which can lead to healthier habits. So, gamification is not just about playing games, it's about leveraging game elements to create immersive, interactive experiences. It's about using the power of play to solve problems, motivate individuals, and ultimately, make the world a more engaging place. Like any good game, gamification is built on a set of core mechanics and dynamics. At its heart, gamification is a blend of game mechanics, game dynamics, and psychological aspects. Let's unpack these a little. Game mechanics are the fundamental building blocks of gamification. We're talking about points, badges, leaderboards, challenges, and levels. Points are a quantifiable measure of achievement. They're a universal way for players to track their progress and compare it with others. Badges are visual representations of achievement, a sort of digital trophy cabinet. Leaderboards, on the other hand, promote competition by ranking players based on their points or badges. Challenges provide tasks for players to complete, while levels offer a structured path of progression. Next, we have game dynamics. These are the big picture aspects of the game that drive player engagement. They include competition, cooperation, feedback, and rewards. Competition, as we all know, is the drive to outperform others. Cooperation, on the other hand, encourages players to work together towards a common goal. Feedback gives players insight into their performance, while rewards provide a tangible payoff for their effort and skill. Lastly, we delve into the psychological aspects of gamification. These are the elements that tap into our inherent human motivations and desires. They're what make the game mechanics and dynamics so effective. Motivation is the driving force that compels players to engage with the game. It could be intrinsic, like the joy of solving a puzzle, or extrinsic, such as the desire for recognition or rewards. Engagement is about capturing and holding the player's attention. It's about creating an experience that's so compelling, players can't help but want to participate. And then, we have behavior change. This is the ultimate goal of gamification. By making something fun and engaging, we can encourage people to change their behaviors in a positive way. In essence, it's these elements that make gamification a powerful tool for engagement and motivation. Now let's take a look at how gamification applies to problem solving. In the realm of scientific research, the game Foldit is a brilliant example of gamification at work. This game invites players to fold proteins, turning a complex scientific task into an engaging puzzle. The results? Absolutely amazing. The collective problem-solving power of Foldit players has led to significant scientific discoveries, including the solution to the AIDS enzyme puzzle. Who would have thought that a game could contribute to such monumental scientific breakthroughs? Another compelling instance is Philo, an online game that transforms the task of genetic sequencing into a fun and interactive challenge. Players get to participate in multiple sequence alignment tasks, and their contributions have significantly improved our understanding of genetic diseases. It's incredible to see how a game could potentially help us find the cure for genetic disorders. But how do we leverage gamification to solve complex challenges? The key lies in understanding the problem and the people who are solving it. To begin with, we need to break down the problem into smaller, manageable tasks that can be turned into game activities. Next, we need to create an engaging and rewarding experience around these tasks. This could mean using points, badges, and leaderboards to drive competition, or fostering collaboration through team challenges. The aim is to make problem-solving fun and engaging, and to motivate people to keep going even when the tasks get tough. Finally, it's important to remember that every problem and every group of problem solvers is unique. So the gamification strategy that works for one may not work for another. It's all about experimenting with different game mechanics and dynamics, learning from the feedback, and continually refining the strategy until we hit the sweet spot. These examples show that with a dash of creativity, gamification can turn complex problems into engaging challenges. So, the next time you're faced with a tough problem, why not try gamifying it? You never know, the solution might just be a game away. Creating a successful gamified solution involves a keen understanding of the problem and the player. At the heart of crafting a gamified solution is identifying the problem. It's crucial to understand the challenge that needs to be addressed. This involves a deep dive into the nature of the problem, its context, and its complexities. Once we have a clear picture of the problem, we can begin to think about how to gamify a solution to it. Next, we focus on player-centric design. This is all about knowing your audience and what motivates them. Are they driven by competition? Do they seek social interaction? Or perhaps they're motivated by a sense of achievement? Understanding the motivations of your audience helps to create a solution that is engaging and effective. Now, we move on to crafting the game elements. This is where we select the right mechanics and dynamics for our problem. Remember those points, badges, leaderboards, challenges, and levels we talked about earlier. These are the tools we have at our disposal. We might use points to motivate progress, badges to reward achievement, or leaderboards to foster competition. The key is to align these elements with our audience's motivations and the nature of our problem. Finally, we engage in iterative design. This is the process of testing, gathering feedback, and refining our solution. It's about learning from our audience and making adjustments to improve their experience and the effectiveness of our solution. This might involve tweaking game mechanics, adjusting rewards, or changing the way information is presented. Throughout this process, it's important to keep in mind that no two problems or audiences are the same. What works for one challenge might not work for another. That's why understanding the problem and the player is so crucial. It allows us to tailor our solution to the unique needs and motivations of our audience. Remember, the key to a successful gamified solution lies in understanding your audience and the challenge at hand. The right tools can make the process of creating a gamified experience a lot easier. Let's delve into the wide array of platforms and tools available that can streamline your journey towards creating engaging, game-inspired solutions. Starting off, we have software development platforms like Unity and Unreal Engine. These are powerhouses in the world of game development, providing a robust set of tools for creating immersive virtual experiences. They come with a steep learning curve, but once mastered, the possibilities are endless. For those who prefer simplicity and speed, platforms like Gametize and Bunchball offer pre-made templates and easy-to-use interfaces. With a few clicks, you can design an engaging game with points, badges, and leaderboards. For an academic or research-centric approach, there's Foldit and Eterna. These platforms have successfully gamified complex scientific tasks, protein folding and RNA molecule designing, respectively. By making these tasks feel like puzzles, they've crowdsourced solutions to complex problems. Moving on to mobile app development, we have platforms like Kahoot and Quizzes. These apps have revolutionized learning by turning quizzes into competitive games, fostering an environment of active learning. But what if you want to incorporate gamification into your existing system? Fear not, there are tools for that too. Badgeville, for instance, allows you to integrate game mechanics into your website or app. It's all about enhancing user engagement, one badge at a time. And then there are simulation tools like Simio and AnyLogic. These platforms allow you to create complex simulations and incorporate game elements, offering a blend of realism and engagement. Keep in mind, not every tool will be a perfect fit for your needs. It's important to understand the nature of your problem, the motivation of your players, and the desired outcomes before choosing a tool. While the right tools can aid in the process, the heart of gamification lies in the creativity and imagination of the designer. Remember, tools are just the means to an end. It's your vision, your creativity that will truly make the game. Like any powerful tool, gamification comes with its own set of challenges and ethical considerations. Let's start with the ethical side of things. One of the most fundamental principles of gamification is ensuring fair play. This means creating a level playing field, where every player, regardless of their background or abilities, has the chance to succeed. It's about designing games that are inclusive and accessible, not just to the elite few. But how do we ensure that? One way is through transparency. By clearly communicating the rules of the game and the criteria for success, we can help players understand what they need to do to succeed. It's also essential to protect player data and privacy, and not to use gamification as a tool for manipulation or exploitation. But fair play isn't the only ethical issue to consider. There's also the question of whether it's appropriate to gamify certain types of problems. Some might argue that turning serious issues into games could trivialize them or detract from their seriousness. That brings us to the limitations of gamification. Not every problem can or should be gamified. Some challenges may require a more traditional approach or a combination of methods. It's also important to recognize that not everyone is a gamer or enjoys game-like experiences. So how do we engage those individuals? Overcoming resistance to gamification often requires a shift in mindset. It involves showing skeptics that gamification isn't just about playing games, but about leveraging the power of game mechanics to drive engagement and solve real-world problems. It's about demonstrating the value of gamification, not just as a tool for entertainment, but as a powerful strategy for problem-solving. Even with these challenges, the potential of gamification in problem-solving remains vast and largely untapped. As we look to the future, the possibilities for gamification in problem-solving are limitless. Imagine, if you will, a world where solving complex problems is not a chore, but a game, a journey that taps into our inherent love for challenges and rewards. Emerging trends and innovations in gamification are propelling us towards that reality. Advancements in technology, such as virtual and augmented reality, are opening up new avenues for gamification. Picture this. You're not just playing a game on a screen, you're in the game, interacting with the problem in ways previously unimaginable. This immersive experience can enhance our understanding and ability to solve complex problems, making the process more intuitive and engaging. Artificial intelligence is another game changer. It's transforming how we design and implement gamified solutions, allowing for more personalized and adaptive experiences. Imagine a game that evolves with you, that knows your strengths and weaknesses, and tailors challenges accordingly. Such a game could maximize engagement and efficacy in problem-solving. But the future of gamification isn't just about new technologies. It's about expanding its reach beyond traditional fields. We've seen the power of gamification in education, health, and business. Now, envision its potential in areas like climate change, poverty reduction, and global peace initiatives. By turning these daunting challenges into engaging games, we can mobilize a global community of problem solvers, making the most of our collective intelligence and creativity. Finally, the future of gamification in problem solving is about fostering a culture of lifelong learning and curiosity. As the lines between learning and play blur, we become better equipped to tackle the rapidly evolving challenges of our time. The game of life, after all, is the ultimate problem-solving challenge. The future of problem-solving is set to become more engaging, immersive, and fun, thanks to the power of gamification.